Hey, you thought Yandy and Mies were the ideal hip-hop and romantic couple, but their conflict only worsened it. Yandy, oh honey, handled it so badly that you weren't prepared for the worst-case scenario, which would be a relationship that would ruin your career and a scandal that would go global. The most ridiculous part of it all was that it all happened in front of cameras while fans roared. When you discover what Yandy did and who it was, my dear, and let's say Scrappy's name is floating and the receipts are burning. Still, it didn't end there. When security took me out, Yandy hadn't finished, and she was caught on film saying something that might have completely ruined Mendeecees' career. The filth and unpleasantness of the tea I'm about to spill are far from over, I assure you. Scrappy entered the room as though he knew exactly what was going to happen, oh honey. Rethink since Yandy and Mendeecees' relationship may be permanently over as a result of what had happened. It took years to develop, so let's look back at how we got here. When I say over, I mean burn the bridges, scorched earth, and don't even look at me again. The beginning of it will surprise you. Long recognized by fans as one of the most famous couples in hip-hop and romance are Yandy and Mendeecees. Observe them go through all the scandals, including questionable business methods, legal troubles, and dishonesty. Throughout all of this, Yandy by Mendeecees appeared to be the perfect ride-or-die woman, but it turns out that Mendeecees wasn't behaving with the same level of dedication behind closed doors. Yandy has allegedly been hiding the truth from Mendeecees about Shady's relocation for some time. Insiders say, however, that last night everything came apart. A typical date night began when Yandy and Moses were spotted entering a posh restaurant. It looked like Atlanta Lounge would make the ideal power couple. Mies was wearing a fresh look, while Yandy was wearing a fancy dress. Insiders claim that there was an issue from the moment they entered. After Yandy was seen looking agitated and her face tense, and Mies was seen hooked to his phone, things began to go south. Witnesses reported that Scrappy and Mies were seated in the VIP area when he arrived. The complex relationship that has grown between Scrappy and Mendeecees over the years is something you are aware of, Scrappy. It gets a little messy now. Scrappy reportedly left the table as Yandy leaned over to M and murmured something that made his entire body tense. Mendeecees' mood abruptly changed from calm and collected to tense and furious, according to witnesses, after Scrappy stepped up to the VIP section and gave Yandy a hug. According to an individual who was present at the club, tension had been building backstage for a minute before it erupted yesterday night. Following Yandy's composed reply, "I don't know what you're talking about, baby. It supposedly popped off, mess." His cheeks flushed as he put his glass down on the table and said, "So that's what we're doing now." Yandy rolled her eyes and said, "If you're so pressed, why don't you go ask Scrappy?" He reportedly got up and told her, "Don't play with me, don't sit here in my face, and don't act like you don't know what's going on." His jaws were clenched as he bent down and asked, "What the hell is that supposed to mean?" Yandy murmured, "Oh, honey," without changing her gaze. When security rushed in to stop him, Mendeecees was shouting at the top of his lungs when he grabbed Yandy's arm. With just enough force to draw attention, not enough to hurt her, Yandy yelled, "Don't touch me," before losing it and throwing the table, sending bottles and glasses flying. Witnesses also say that Mendeecees' hands were shaking when he took a step towards Yandy. "Oh," she simply grinned, "dear, you ought to ask Scrappy, perhaps. I was being pulled out of the lounge by security while he was still yelling. Tell me the truth, Yandy. Who in hell do you think you are, Yandy? You believe that you can make me look foolish." Scrappy made eye contact with Moses as security dragged him to the door, and the expression on his face was telling. Yandy seemed completely indifferent as she stood there making adjustments to her hair. Guess who then entered? Arriving, Scrappy was completely relaxed and smiled and yelled, "It's him, isn't it?" Moses reportedly went crazy behind the scenes at that point, contacted his lawyers, and was getting ready to emotionally and financially cut off Yandy. "You've been seeing Scrappy behind my back, and Yandy didn't deny it. Maybe you should have been paying more attention." "Oh my God," made lunge at Scrappy, but security pulled him back, and Scrappy simply shrugged and said, "It's what it is, bro. Now we need to know how long it has been going on. Did Yandy truly cheat on Mies with Scrappy? And why doesn't Scrappy try to deny it?" According to insiders, Mies feels duped by both Scrappy and Yandy, and the worst part is that is just the beginning. He's not going to ignore this, and Yandy isn't even trying to hide it, my dear. After the incident, the enigmatic Instagram story was uploaded the next morning. This narrative will become messier in the next part, so you'd better stay put, honey. If you thought that M's public tantrum was awful, you haven't seen anything yet. Things got ugly when security dragged him out of the lounge. This is where Mendeecees will offer his viewpoint, and what he reveals will radically change the hip-hop and romantic environment. And what happens next? Will Yandy lose everything, or will Mies end up feeling the brunt of it? As we left off, Scrappy was standing there looking arrogant, while Yandy was being shouted at by male DC in front of half of Atlanta, and Yandy was not trying to prove it. This was a personal issue, not just a disagreement or misunderstanding, and the way Yandy and Scrappy handled it will make M's life a living misery. That's the most ridiculous part. According to reliable sources, oh honey, that's when everyone realized it was much more than just a fight. Not even left immediately, no. As if nothing had happened, she sat down again, ordered another drink, and continued talking to Scrappy. Witnesses claimed that when Scrappy leaned over and whispered something in Yandy's ear, she giggled. I suppose you know what that means. If Yandy was comfortable sitting with Scrappy after her spouse was just escorted out by security, it had been happening behind the scenes for some time. However, during that night, things became worse. Once more spotted together. They did indeed leave the lounge and were seen on CCTV rolling up to a posh hotel in downtown Atlanta. As you can see, Scrappy had his arm around Yandy's waist. They intended not to portray Loki, but guess what? The next morning, Yandy shared an Instagram story that sent the internet into a frenzy. As the caption stated, Yandy was sitting in the passenger seat of a car. Oh honey, it was shady as hell. What's done in the dark always comes to light, excuse. TMZ, The Shade Room, and Hollywood Unlocked were all covering it a few hours later. It became the hot headline on Twitter after Yandy was caught with Scrappy after a public altercation with men in Washington, D.C. The ones who replied were saying, wait, is Yandy really messing with Scrappy so DC wasn't crazy? Yandy has really been doing this. Scrappy and Yandy, oh baby, this is messy, and you know it's serious when the blogs get involved. Upon seeing the pictures of Yandy and Scrappy together, M's manager immediately gave him a call. I told you that M was shouting into the air and pacing his residence. It's true that crazy Yandy moved to Scrappy for Mendeecees. Scuttle is ending marriages out here. This is where things really went wrong, although Mendeecees must be sick, since Mendeecees was not going to let Scrappy and Yandy get away with this. Moses, sweetheart, was already getting ready to return. Not wanting to sit back and seem foolish, Mies called one of his closest friends, who also runs one of Atlanta's most well-known gossip blogs. And, wow, will things get 10 times worse with the TMZ disclosed. According to The Insider, Mies told his friend that Yandy and Scrappy had been together for months at a time. While during their business trip, Mendeecees was meeting privately with Scrappy to try to expand their empire. The worst part is that Mendeecees reportedly discovered evidence of this, including text messages from Yandy's phone that allegedly showed her scheduling meetings with Scrappy. Oh my goodness, Yandy truly believed she could get away with this, and to make things worse, guess who was allegedly already aware of the affair? Erica Banks. Indeed, sources state that Erica has been seated on this tea for months, and according to certain rumors, Erica even hinted at Yandy and Scrappy's affair, but I didn't believe her. According to one insider, Erica told me that Yandy was acting suspiciously, but I thought she was just being messy. Even though I now realize that Erica was correct all along, it appears like Yandy and Scrappy weren't even attempting to conceal it, which is why this is the part that really annoyed Mendeecees. Please excuse me, but Mies doesn't back down and leave. Now, we need to know how long this has been going on. Yandy and Scrappy really thought Mendeecees wouldn't know. How come Scrappy and Yandy aren't even trying to refute it? His revelations regarding Yandy and Scrappy will be shocking to the business, and worse, they're not even finished yet. He consents to a large site's candid interview. The upcoming love and hip-hop reunion will be emotional, according to insiders, when Mies faces Scrappy face-to-face. The next twist in this story will completely upend the hip-hop and love industries, so if you thought the aftermath of the controversy was already wild, be ready. Given that Human D's actions behind the scenes indicate that Yandy and Scrappy are uncertain about their future, let's pick up exactly where they left off. Despite Scrappy's belief that he has won this round, when Mies finally gives his side of the story, it will be game over. After Yandy and Scrappy were spotted together at that hotel, the internet went into full meltdown mode, and after N's tantrum at the lounge, things got out of control, so we fled. I mean, stories on Instagram, trends on Twitter, and fans publicly expressing their opinions. As you are well aware, drama such as this is what the love and hip-hop fandom thrives on. Some defended Mies, saying that Yandy was wrong for playing with the situation, while others sided with Yandy, saying that Mies had it coming. Given how close M and Scrappy used to be, Mendeecees was outraged about more than just the betrayal. What ultimately got to him was the humiliation in front of the public. When Yandy and Scrappy's hotel photos appeared on blogs, insiders claim that Mendeecees immediately went into vengeance mode. And someone close to Mendeecees claims that following it, he no longer felt with Yandy. When Yandy and Scrappy play him, M feels disrespected, so he's going to play them both. Cheating is no longer an issue. It's terribly cold, honey, those cold backstage gestures M has been making. According to reports, M says contacted Love and hip-hop executive producer Mona Scott Young and then insisted that Scrappy be removed from the upcoming season. Look, honey, Mendeecees is attempting to get Scrappy fired. Either him or me, he said to Mona emphatically. Mona is known to seize any opportunity, for Mona reportedly agreed to meet with M's Yandy and Scrappy one-on-one at the meeting. Know what? Cameras will be rolled. Things get much more convoluted at this point, though, because it seems that Mies wasn't only trying to get Scrappy off the show, no baby, but also chasing after his bags. According to insiders, Mies has already discussed the possible use of Scrappy with his legal team, not for cheating, but for emotional distress and breaking business agreements. That Scrappy's actions led to financial losses because the incident apparently turned off some of M's business partners. Worst of all, Mendeecees allegedly has receipts confirming she was seeing Scrappy while she was on business out of town. Scrappy and Yandy will be in hot trouble if Mendeecees can prove it in court, because Mendeecees says Yandy committed fraud by diverting money from their joint business account to pay for Scrappy's trips. On top of that, honey, Yandy isn't even trying to apologize for the hotel photos that were released. While live on Instagram, Yandy threw a shade that went viral. As Beyoncé sat there drinking wine and flipping her hair nonchalantly, Irreplaceable was playing. It went on the caption. This was when the crowd became furious. On the next day, Scrappy posted a selfie with the caption, "Loyalty over everything, excuse me." Yandy's portrayal as the antagonist this season is acceptable to me. But in truth, Mies will destroy them, sweetheart, rather than only expose them. The Shade Room and TMZ have reportedly already contacted Mies, who is prepared to do an exclusive interview with them in which he will divulge everything. And I mean everything. Mies is reportedly willing to reveal Scrappy and Yandy's secret meetings. Financial records demonstrate that Yandy used Scrappy Oh My God's funds to pay for her travels, and Scrappy Oh Honey will also be held responsible. According to reports, Mendeecees is already working with his legal team to prevent Scrappy from ever signing any recording contracts or pursuing any love and hip-hop projects. Despite her modest Instagram presence, insiders claim that Yandy is terrified behind the scenes. To keep things in order, but Mona notices the ratings, my dear. Really, do you think Mona will stop this drama from being shown on national television? According to insiders, Mona is already planning a special meeting with Sandy Mez, Baby, and Scrappy. Apparently, Mace is working on a diss tune, but it will be explosive. This is the most ridiculous part. It's true, honey, that Mendeecees will write a song about Yandy and Scrappy's personal issues. Mendeecees has already recorded some of the song's lyrics, according to insiders. You're acting as if I'm to blame now that you've named yourself and are wearing me. And to make matters worse, Scrappy seems to have heard the song and is not happy. Scrappy allegedly told a friend that if Mies released the song, war would start, according to an insider. When this happens, the question is, how will Yandy react? Will she really stay with Scrappy after all of this drama? And will Mies break them both up forever? Oh my goodness, Scrappy, does he really think Ems will overlook this? Another attempt to gain additional TV time for Love and Hip Hop. In the event that Mez files that case and the diss track is made public, Scrappy might be permanently removed. Now, what are we going to do? Is MC going to be the antagonist in the end, or will Yandy lose everything? Oh honey, Scrappy may have believed he had won this round, but the game is far from over. As soon as that interview is released and that diss hits the charts, hold on tight, honey. With this controversy just getting started, the upcoming Love and Hip Hop reunion is sure to be heated. Will the diss track released by Mies mark the end of Scrappy's career? Does Yandy genuinely support Scrappy, or is she just seeing the big picture? Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and you are welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. It's going to blow the internet away. Sweetheart, this scandal is far from over.